Hi there, guys. I'm camera 3, and I cover Terrell and Jerry. Merry Christmas.
Hi, my name is Federico Marchetti, and I cover all the 4 guys here at Hooked on the Niners. Feliz Navidad.
Hi, I'm Rolf Mejia, and I'm camera 1, and I cover Mitch and Dan. Mitch, you ready to go?
Hi, everyone. I'm Mitch Juricich, and welcome to Hooked on the Niners.
And I'm Terrell Jones, and we'll go back and look at the Farewell to Candlestick.
A little too much Christmas cheer. I'm Jerry Walker, and we'll look at Candlestick, and we'll look ahead to Arizona.
And joining us again this week, as he does most weeks, is Dan Brown. Is that right?
Sure.
Okay, Dan Brown, this guy right here, I just didn't recognize him right away. We're going to have a lot of stuff to go over, and it should be a lot of fun. We're actually taping on Christmas Eve, so we'll start by saying Merry Christmas to all of you, and we'll have more Christmas cheer right after this here on Hooked on the Niners.
Hooked on the Niners is supported by the Canyon Inn, 650-369-1646, and on the web at www.canyoninn.com. Bach Construction, 650-344-4844, or on the web at www.bachconstruction.com. Lawson's Wildlife Adventures, 650-504-3400. On the web at www.lawsonwildlifeadventures.com. Tisa's Pepper Jelly, 650-787-2357. And on the web at tisaspepperjelly.com.
Hi, I'm Katie Roletto, and I'm a local professional media producer. Thanks to Penn TV's volunteer program, I was able to expand upon my experience and gain some amazing training in the areas of television production right here in the Bay Area. The staff at Penn TV is very skilled and experienced in all aspects of technical production and really helped me learn and grow. If you're interested in finding out more about Penn TV's volunteer program, please visit them at www.penntv.tv and click on the volunteer tab. Thanks, Penn TV.
Welcome back to Hooked on the Niners. Just a quick, a little quiz, a show of hands. We have TVs that can see you at home. How many of you started this 49er season not being a drinker, but now drink? Hands? Anybody? These games are just absolutely driving me crazy. Because there was a moment there where, before the play that we'll talk about, I thought not only are we going to lose this game, we'll lose next week in Arizona, we're not going to make the playoffs at all.
Jekyll and Hyde.
It was, who didn't think that?
Oh, you're not faithful, are you?
Well, I am a faithful, but I see a train coming down the tracks and I'm on the tracks. I'm pretty faithful that thing's going to kill me.
I never worried about defeat, but I did say, maybe too loud in my section of the stands, we could be looking at overtime here. Yeah. And everybody looked at me like...
Just more Candlestick memories to soak in.
Exactly.
So this is like the baseball Giants from a few years ago where they had the torture theme going. It's almost to that level. Like, they make you squirm a little bit. Even the Tampa Bay game, there was some anxious moments, and then they find a way, right? They pull it out.
Yeah, that was the great Dwayne Kuiper Giants baseball torture.
Yeah.
No question about it. And that's a great call. But I imagine a guy like you were out there covering the game, having an ending like we did, and in case you've been living under a rock and don't know, Navarro Bowman intercepted a pass with just a few seconds left on the clock, went 89 yards for a touchdown, showing great speed, by the way.
Longest touchdown.
How perfect an ending is that for a guy that's a writer?
Well, it's crazy. I mean, it's crazy because even Bowman was joking after the game. Somebody had already pointed out to him, they're going to have to rearrange the top 10 moments in Candlestick Park after all these votes and farewells. That's got to be in there. An incredible interception when all looked lost, 89-yard return, touchdown to win the game. With that scene and that nostalgia already in place was just an incredible, perfect ending.
You and I talked earlier in the season, before the season started, obviously Jerry being part of the, being the archivist and working on the museum, you were talking about top 10 plays in Candlestick history. Right. And I think when you and I were chatting about it, they were all offense.
Yeah, I think, yeah, exactly. So name what's your best defense, not Navarro's.
Well, no, for me, it would be Ronnie Lott tipping the ball away from Flipper Anderson that kind of set the tone for that game in the NFC Championship game, I think it was.
Or Ronnie Lott laying out a couple people.
Well, that
was like every week.
Yeah,
though,
yeah,
right?
that's a whole different list.
Moments.
Yeah, that'd be the top 10 Ronnie Lott moments.
Right.
But what a time for that defensive play. I mean, that now do you think Atlanta's tired of Bowman? Last year in the NFC Championship game, he knocks the pass away. They've had about enough of him.
Yeah. They're like, okay, if we never see this guy again, we're happy.
Right, exactly.
But, I think the first half, they kind of took Atlanta too lightly.
Something happened in the first half.
Because Atlanta came in there playing like they were fighting for a playoff spot.
Yeah.
And we've talked about this before, is that it's always nice if you can be a spoiler.
Yeah.
If you're coming into somebody's home and you can be a spoiler, and they showed it, especially when you have, what did they have, 7 rookies playing on defense?
Yeah. And why we couldn't run all over those guys. They had the 28th or 29th ranked run defense.
Well, Frank had 97 yards, and that's another thing. If they had the right PR person there, they would have said, hey, he needs 3 more yards for 100 yards in Candlestick. That didn't happen.
Right.
Yeah.
Jerry, you were the PR guy for a million years.
I can't.
No, they were fine with the way that just at that point it's just win the game. Right. We don't care about anybody's individual records, and I think that's kind of what the coaching staff and the organization has preached.
Right.
Win the games.
Gore did get one last memory, right? He scored that touchdown late at the very minute. And that was a very interesting thing because that wasn't the play that was called. The play called for something else, and Gore went to Kaepernick in the huddle and said, let's do that same play that we just did again because I know I can get there. And Gore credited Kaepernick after the game for being willing to listen, and they did it. Gore recognized that in the defense that the linebackers were playing a little far off and then he could just slide into the end zone, and that's what happened. And I thought that was interesting that was the two offensive leaders kind of calling an audible among themselves. And as Kaepernick said, Coach can't get mad, it worked.
Right. And he did score. It was kind of, if you look at the tape again, he goes right between Upati's legs.
Yeah.
At one point, which is kind of a unique way to get in the end zone. It's not, like Bart Starr going behind Jerry Kramer, but it's pretty close.
Some people couldn't fit through those legs, probably.
Yeah. The onside kick. I for the life of me don't know, and I'm being honest. Why is Navarro Bowman there?
Well,
don't they have a?
We talked
isn't
earlier.
There a wide receiver?
He won't be. Crabtree will probably be there next. But
right.
It would surprise me that it looked like, and I'm sure they weren't surprised, but it looked to me like the Niners were surprised. Mm-hmm. And it was. Well, I was saying, go ahead.
Yeah, I was agreeing with you. Yeah.
I was saying that on that personal foul penalty on the play before that, the ball's coming up closer as a kickoff. That gives you even more incentive if you're Atlanta to kick that onside kick.
Yeah.
Right. But it was a perfect kick. Mm-hmm. Snelling did a great job by scooping it with one hand, keeping both feet in.
Yeah.
But again, the Niners should have covered. They should have covered it better because their special teams is a strong special team.
Well, and I keep bringing it up because I love Navarro Bowman. I would never blame him for anything, but a hands team means to me guys that handle the ball.
What Bowman said after the game is what he learned last night was it's not just about the hands, because I think he does have good hands. It's the positioning. He says you have to have almost baseball instincts to know how to play the hops, and he got burned by a bad hop.
Yeah.
So, we know from the interception that his hands are good, but he maybe a lack of experience on that hands team. He didn't play the hop right.
If you think he's got good hands, not from the footage I saw.
No. He does have good hands. He's a good athlete. He's one of the best athletes on the team.
Okay.
I told you my punting story.
No.
I walked out to practice about 2 weeks ago maybe, and their players were all loosening up, getting ready for practice. He's punting the ball. He's taking the ball and punting it like 40 yards, high as you can imagine, like 40 yards down the field. He can do it just fine. I think what a great athlete. How about that speed he showed?
When he scored, there's no question about that. Just a quick one. Should we be worried about the defense at all? No. Because you sure?
No.
The slant routes were always open. They picked us apart.
Not always open, but there were some openings.
Yeah,
the defense played awfully well.
They did, but not much pressure on them either.
But you got to give Atlanta credit, though.
Oh yeah.
They played really well. Ryan threw 348 for 2 TDs. Of course, he threw for 2 picks as well. But he knew where the weaknesses were, where the soft spots were, and they hit it just perfectly.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
you know.
Well, that's what I mean. That's what I'm worried about. They hit it perfectly.
They'll adjust.
So they will?
Oh, that's the best one.
Can you write that, put that in writing and
take it to the
sign
bank.
that for me? Yeah, take it to the bank.
Here's something else that we didn't talk about last week when we were talking about the whole build-up to saying goodbye to Candlestick. You know, we talked about Atlanta, you know, in San Francisco last year at conference. Mike Nolan.
Yeah.
Defensive coordinator.
Right, was there.
Yeah.
That's right, exactly, former coach. One last thing before we go to the break here. Kaepernick. Gruden, John Gruden said last night on the broadcast, he said, I think Mr. Kaepernick is seeing ghosts tonight. Kaepernick still does lock onto the first guy, and if the first guy isn't open, it's a jailbreak. It's a fire drill.
Yeah, but again, he'll get better with that.
Okay.
You know, I really believe so. You know, plus, look at it this way. Something was wrong with Vernon Davis last night.
Did you ever find out?
Well, you know, he got poked in the eye at one point, and I don't know the exact details or when it happened, but after the game he was complaining that he'd been poked in the eye. And yeah, he did look, I mean, you could tell just by watching the game that he wasn't the Vernon Davis.
Yeah. No catches. He was targeted, what, 3-4 times?
Yeah, zero catches?
Zero catches.
Yeah, 0 catches.
I think our tight end said 0 catches.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, he did have one down at the goal line that kind of looked like he was looking at it with one eye.
And that's why I thought there's something wrong, because you don't see Vernon doing that.
Yeah.
So
interesting. Well, again, what a way to go out at Candlestick Park with a win like that.
Exciting.
And I don't even want to think about this, but what a downer. Never mind. We don't want to talk about all the what-ifs and stuff.
Humbug.
Bah humbug, yeah. Now, you're just back from Hawaii. Do you have some show and tell for this next segment?
You know I do. Look at us. I picked up some memorabilia last night.
Yeah, thanks for the memories. 98.1 KISS FM. That, you know, would look better if it said 680 KNBR, but that's just me. Yeah, it's
KNBR on this station?
Just got a pen. We can fix that
When
up.
we come back, we've got a little show and tell and some more of this frivolity right here on Hooked on the Niners. All right. Boy, there was a lot to talk about in this game, but I didn't get to all of it.
Had Vernon held on to a couple of balls.
Hooked on the Niners is supported by California Catering, San Mateo, 650-345-4881. On the web at CaliforniaCateringSanMateo.com. California Catering, South San Francisco, 650-589-0729. On the web at www.california-catering-company.com. California Catering, Emerald Hills, 650-369-4200. On the web at www.cacateringcompany.com. Bay 101 Casino, 408-451-8888. On the web at bay101.com. Check out the Peninsula TV studio with over 2,000 square feet of space in the auditorium of the Samtrans building in San Carlos. One studio, many looks. From a simple talk show to an onstage production, from musical performances to business webcasts, PowerPoint presentations, Skype interviews. With our state-of-the-art control room, we're one mouse click away from going live from our studio to the internet or to Peninsula TV. For more information, call 650-637-1936 or use the Contact Us form at pentv.tv.
I think that...
Welcome back to Hooked on the Niners. You agree?
I agree. I think that some plays should be challengeable, like Dante's hit.
Oh, so we're just continuing the conversation we had off camera, and we're letting the folks know. We were talking about Dante Whitner is self-destructing himself.
Is he being targeted, is the way you phrased it?
Well, yeah, but he's doing it himself.
Well, I don't think he is. I think they're looking at his reputation from what he's done before.
Well, when you tell the world you want to change your name to Dante,
but that doesn't mean that you're guilty of that crime.
I think Ronnie Lott would get a lot of penalties nowadays too.
Yeah.
If he were playing.
No question.
Yeah. But Dante is such an aggressive hitter, and that was a great hit. That was a great tackle.
It was clean as could be.
You go back to the New Orleans playoff game.
Yeah.
He made the hit to start the game.
And down near the 5-yard line.
That may have been a penalty now.
Right.
The officials are getting more strict and more strict.
And what also would have been a penalty is after he made that hit, he went like this to the guy, like he's out, and you can't do that anymore.
You know how fast that happens? Right. And you're an official trying to call that play. All you see is the body's hitting. That had to be head to head.
Yeah.
Didn't he get called? Wasn't there 2 penalties on that play? He got called for for personal foul, and then unsportsmanlike conduct because I think he went up to the referees and said something.
Okay.
So they were saying that there was 2 flags on him on that, but still, that was just a clean hit, and the NFL has to go back and start reviewing those plays.
Absolutely.
Because it right now there's so many that have happened in the NFL, and it's just causing the effects of teams.
Yeah.
Like last night, it would have been what, 3rd and 10?
Yeah.
So.
Well, it's causing me angst at home because I can't see a play because was that a good hit or not? Nope, there's the flag. Come on.
My colleague Mark Purdy had an interesting observation last night with these Whitner penalties.
By the way, does he ever age?
No.
No. Okay,
No.
go ahead. Go ahead.
He noticed that Whitner on the penalties a lot of times his arms aren't even out wide.
No.
If you make the act like you're going to wrap up, if you're going to tackle old school style, wrap them up, you might get the benefit of the doubt. A lot of times Whitner's going with the head and his arms are kind of, because he's going for the knockout shot. Even if it's a shoulder, even if he's targeting the shoulder or lower, he's going for the knockout shot. He could help himself selling it by wrapping up.
That's pretty smart. You sure that came from Mark Purdy? Not the Mark Purdy I know.
Hey, what segment is this?
Show and tell. Sorry.
Show and tell. Go right ahead. Whoa. Someone's in the Christmas spirit.
Yes, I just got back from Hawaii.
We take it all back.
Very much.
I take it all back. It's about a half a pound buck. Wow. Look at that. Hall of Famers.
You got that right away.
Sign. I
see Bill Walsh.
Probably can rattle off the
Tittle.
names. John Henry Johnson, Bob St. Clair, Hugh McElhaney, Dave Wilcox. The one up there on the top, you're going to have Jimmy Johnson.
Jimmy Johnson.
I'm sure. Leo Nomalini. Bill Walsh.
I'm not seeing
You
one.
say
though.
Ronnie
Steve
Lott?
Young.
That's because the newest one, huh?
Yeah.
I need to get old Fred to sign it.
Fred Dean. Yeah, what's the other one that you're looking for? That is really neat.
Is Joe Montana
On
the top of this set?
Here's
Yeah,
Joe.
the top right there. Joe Montana's there. Yeah, that is neat. That's going to be on display down there.
We can't take him seriously with his hat on.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Exactly.
Where's Steve?
Steve's on there.
I need to get that. Maybe he's not.
Where? No, Steve's not on there.
Okay.
What about JR?
Well,
they'll get him. Yeah.
there's space right here, Steve.
Hang on.
No.
Let me take care of that right now.
We got room. We got room for more than
Yeah, was
Steve
this,
and JR.
how did we acquire this?
Patrick Willis could be on here someday too.
Oh, Patrick.
Frank Gore.
Navarro Bowman.
Navarro Bowman.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
So we've got
Dan Scuda. I mean, this. What he could.
Let him wear the hat.
Okay. I'm sorry.
Anyway,
No, he needs one that's
And I
pointed
love
up.
Dan Scuda. I think he's a good player.
So we're not going to have many signature items in the hall because we want things to be, raw, pure.
Right. Right.
But something like this with quote unquote eventually all the Hall of Famers
Right.
On here is a pretty good deal. I think.
Now, Jerry, how many of these exist?
Actually, there's a group called National Sports up in near Rohnert Park, a little city right near Rohnert Park.
Katati? My hometown.
Oh, really?
You're from Katati.
How come I couldn't think of that?
Wow.
National Sports Distributors, Robert Hemphill, is right up there.
How long ago did they get rid of you?
I'm not allowed back in the city limits, but I didn't know. I wasn't baiting you. That's a coincidence.
I was surprised you were allowed back into Davis
Yeah.
last week for the book signing. Oh, he just happens to have his book with him again. So I'm not sure how many exist, but they did a limited. Robert Hemphill put together a limited edition of these guys signing.
That's neat.
Well, and they are going to be. I mean, there's a finite number because, like for instance, Leo Nomalini, God rest his soul, is no longer with us. So that really takes on a
Bill
sense
Walsh.
of pricelessness. Yeah, Bill Walsh. That's for sure. That is really neat. Now, I like the fact that you said that you're going to have more pure stuff. What can we expect from Candlestick Park that might be there? I'm obviously some chairs, maybe a piece of the locker room or something, huh?
We've done 2 tours of Candlestick, our Hall of Fame committee, and we have about a 40 or 50 item list on there. I would like the Bill Walsh Field recognition that's in the tunnel.
Right.
There's also a sign in the tunnel that goes back to the glory days that Bill Walsh presented the team. We've got to out-hit the other team. We've got to hit them before they hit us.
Yeah.
And at that time, we had posted it in Redwood City, and all the players signed it. In other words, committing like, yes, I agree with this. We need out-hit. That sign has become smaller and smaller till it's just this, the I will not be out-hit part. autographs are all gone, but it's in the tunnel too. So the current 49ers see that on their way to the field every day.
Will there be anything interactive? I mean, for instance, here's Joe Montana's locker. You can sit in the chair that Joe sat in or anything like that.
It's a good idea.
Put Bob the equipment guy. Put him in the Hall of Fame.
Bob the equipment guy. He's the official equipment person for the visiting team. He's a visiting clubhouse attendee.
He's been, what, 30 years? Over 30 years?
He's got decals from all the other teams' helmets and things up.
Wow.
What he started out doing, what he started out doing is he'd put the helmet decal up after we won. Players came back the next year and they started figuring it out. So the visiting teams quit giving him the helmet logos.
He's an awesome guy.
Okay. So nothing interactive.
We'll have a lot of interactive, but I don't think you'll be able to sit at Joe's locker.
Well, I meant something like that.
We have claimed Bill Walsh's locker from the coaches' locker room at Candlestick.
Yeah.
That's on our list. I'd like to get the goalposts.
Nice.
There's all kinds of things.
Would they fit in the hall?
The hall's double-decked, a 2-story, and it's the bottom area is in the game. It's going to be all an interactive area. We're going to have a helmet bigger than this set for people to take pictures in.
Wow.
Things like that. But so, the goalpost could fit there.
So would you have to poke a hole in the ceiling to get the top of the uprights into the other floor?
No, you walk into the Hall of Fame Museum, and there's a theater upstairs, and the Hall of Fame itself, and then the museum, and then you go downstairs into what looks like almost an arena, a stadium.
Right.
So it's 2 stories already, so they would fit in there.
Wow, that is just great stuff. And where are these going to go?
Those probably will not make it out of the parking lot knowing you.
This is going down this pie hole in about, if we can get through this next segment pretty quickly, I'll have this baby opened up.
Come back to the break with chocolate.
yeah. All right, when we come back, we'll preview the Arizona game. I got it right. Last time I said Atlanta, but it started with an A, ended with an A, and I figured, what the hell, I got most of it.
Good thing Alaska doesn't have a team.
Okay, all right. We'll be back with more right after this. Oh, thank you very much. That's awfully nice.
Yeah, this is
That's
great.
awfully nice. You probably don't want yours yourself. You do want yours?
I do.
You rat.
This is why I came.
They don't have this crap up.
Hooked on the Niners is supported by Parkside Grill, 650-529-9007. On the web at www.parksidegrill.net. Handlery Hotel, 1-800-995-HUSH. The website is www.handlery.com. Poplar Creek Golf Course, 650-522-4653. And on the web at www.poplarcreekgolf.com. Eddie Perez and Company, 650-363-5904. On the web at www.eperezpainting.com. Armstrong Carpet and Linoleum Company, 415-751-2827. On the web at www.armstrongcarpet.com.
All right, welcome back. Why don't we jump right into it? The game against Arizona. I think Arizona's playing as well as anybody in the National Football League. Am I wrong?
That's Seattle.
Seattle would agree.
Yeah.
Coach of the year.
Yeah.
Again.
Yeah.
Again.
So I think before the season started, we're all sitting right here. Well, 3 of us were sitting around here.
Yeah, right.
Saying that this could be the final game against Arizona in Arizona, could come down to the division title.
Right, it could.
It's
It
possible.
could.
And it looks like it's going to.
Yeah, I know what you said about Bruce Arians, maybe being Coach of the Year for the second time in a row, but, the guy that we got, as sack of nuts that he is, this is 3 straight years of 11 wins or more.
But that's not the way the NFL looks.
I understand. I get it. Too much yelling and screaming on the sidelines.
Exactly.
And all that sort of
I
stuff.
agree with his yelling and screaming last night.
It was horrible.
There were some calls.
It was
I
just
shook my head.
horrible.
And we even got benefit of one of the calls, that pass interference.
Yeah.
I was like, wow.
That was
How
really
about
good
the one
makeup.
on Justin Smith that they picked up?
Yeah.
But 2 guys, at the end of a player pushing, and somebody made the mistake of pushing him, and he just pushed him on his keister. I mean, that happens all the time.
You can't let that happen.
Yeah, you can't let that happen. Okay, all right. What did I start talking about?
Arizona?
Arizona, is that what we were talking about?
But again, they could be playing for the number 1 seed.
Right.
If Seattle loses and Carolina loses,
Right.
Right.
They could be.
Niners slide right in.
Chances are this is going to be their last big test before they go on the road for the playoffs.
This
You know, this would be a nice little road test for them.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's going to feel like a playoff environment, and they're going to have a tough defense to go against. So this will give us a pretty good indication of where they're at as they head into the important part of the season.
Yeah. Now, we should get a few sacks on Carson Palmer because we know where he's going to be, right there, and he ain't moving.
Well,
They didn't get many sacks on him last week, did they? In
no.
Seattle.
I mean, even with a bad arm, he threw 4 picks, but he threw a touchdown pass when they needed it.
4 interceptions against Seattle, and they win the game. If I said to you before the game, how much could I have gotten out of you?
Oh, no.
All you got.
All these macadamia nuts.
All these macadamia. Yeah, right, exactly.
I always go back, though, to the championship game in '81.
Yeah.
How many turnovers? 6?
Yeah, 6, right? 3 fumbles, 3 interceptions. Joe threw 3. Did you see the red light on the curtain over there?
Jeez.
Rudolph, is that you?
This is a room from Katati here. I mean, that was pretty
Stealing candy,
Let's cut that out, right?
stealing candy from a baby.
Yeah, right, exactly. So, last question. By the time they play the game, Arizona will know if New Orleans has lost or tied.
They're not worried about New Orleans.
No. Arizona.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. They're worried about New Orleans.
Yeah.
So is it better for the 49ers what the hell am I talking about? If New Orleans has lost and then Arizona has nothing to play for, or has something to play for, or if New Orleans wins and they're out of it? Okay, settle down, big
My
boy.
guess would be, I'm not really sure what you just asked.
Yeah, I don't know
My
either.
guess
Who's on first?
Yeah, my guess would be the coaching staff, the administration will not let that New Orleans score appear anywhere before the players get on the field for the game.
All right.
I agree.
Okay.
Because that's motivation.
Right.
I agree.
Now, last week I accused you of being the what-if guy. And you understand now why I don't like the what-if guy, because I just screwed that last thing up.
And there's only one game left.
There's only one game left.
And it's at Arizona.
And it's at Arizona. And why don't we just play this thing and find out where everybody goes the week after, instead of the this and that and the
Get it.
Win the
Travel
game.
arrangements, the whole
win the
deal.
game.
So,
So 49ers come out on top?
Yes.
On top?
Yes.
On top?
Yes.
Okay, I think so too. All right, that's that.
Yeah.
Listen, on behalf of all the guys here in our crew, we want to wish you a very, very Merry Christmas. We'll see you after Christmas, before the New Year, to wish you a Happy New Year. If you'd like to get in touch with us, we'd love to hear from you. Just go to lovetheniners@aol.com. We really would love to hear from you. And maybe if you do write to us and we like what you wrote, you might get some. No, you're not getting these. All right. Merry Christmas, guys. Love your hat.
Thank you.
All right.
Happy
We'll see you
Kwanzaa.
next time right here on Hooked on the Niners. That was good. That is a red spot over there.
Wait till you see his New Year's hat.
But it's New Year's hat. Yeah, do I want to see his New Year's hat?
That's all I'm wearing.
That's New
And the New Year's baby sack.
You can sit on that side
And
of
the
the table.
sash. Yeah.